you, so you don't have to listen to this again, but you're more than welcome if you like. But the reason I want to go over this with you and review it is because expository writing. Are you taking a picture of me?
No, I'm recording. No, because memory just no.
Because we've done persuasive writing all year because of the ACT. And I know that with persuasive writing, we keep on doing it, you get better at it, but then you kind of forget about the other types of writing that we did as well. So what I want us to do today is just review this. If you have any questions, please let me know. But this is pretty self-explanatory. So, expository writing, what it is. The purpose of the expository essay is to explain a topic in a logical and straightforward manner. Without bells and whistles, expository essays present a fair and balanced analysis of subject based on facts, with no references to the writer's opinions or emotions. Okay, that sounds a little heavy, but it really isn't. What do we do when we write a persuasive paper? Try to persuade. We try to argue our point. We choose a side typically, and we try to defend that side. Okay? If you are for animals not being experimented on for medical research, then you are defending that, and you are saying that it's wrong, and you should never do it. All right? Expository is not requiring you to persuade anybody or to argue a side. All you are doing is you are discussing or you are explaining the subject that you are talking about. It's very simple. Okay? So, as you can see with here, no references to the writer's opinions or emotions. Okay? And let's keep going. So, go ahead. And I'll give you an example in just a second. Okay? So, a typical expository writing prompt will use the words explain or define. If they want you to argue something, they will ask you to persuade. So let's look at this example. Write an essay explaining how the computer has changed the lives of students. Okay? It's not saying every school in the country should have a laptop for every single student because that's the right thing to do. It's not saying that. It's just merely saying, how does the computer change the lives of our students in the classroom? Okay? Very easy. Notice there's no instruction to form an opinion or an argument on whether or not the computers have changed students' lives. Ask the writer to explain, plain and simple. You guys did this when you did book reports. When you guys were in elementary school or middle school, if you ever did book report before, you're discussing the novel. It's the same type of writing. With expository writing, you do not have to argue a point or persuade someone's thinking. It is not a persuasive essay where you have to choose a side and defend it. So, for a persuasive paper, there are certain things that we need to make it a persuasive paper. There are certain components or elements. And I made you guys memorize these for ACT. Do you remember what those elements are or components? What are the things that you need in your format in order to write a persuasive essay? Need an introduction. What's in the introduction along with just the introduction? Thesis or topic sentence. Okay, what comes next? What comes after the introduction? What's the next paragraph? Counter argument, and then what? Okay, your 3 paragraphs where you're going to talk about the arguments that you come up with to support your thesis, then what comes next? Your conclusion. Okay, so that's a persuasive essay. You need all of those elements. Okay? Expository, you're going to need the same thing. It sounds easy to write expository, but you must follow a format. You have to. Just like the persuasive essay where it has all of those components and you have to do them in logical order, you have to have an introduction that comes first. You can't put the introduction where the conclusion goes. And you have to have a counter argument, and then you have to have 3 paragraphs of support and a conclusion. Expository is the same thing. It's a lot easier, which is good. This is what you need when you write an expository essay. You need an introduction, okay, as well as your thesis. Now, with a lot of students, this is where students get mixed up because they hear thesis statement and topic sentence and they think they're 2 different things. They're not. They're one and the same. Same exact thing. When you hear thesis is when typically you do a what? What type of paper? When do you normally hear this word thesis? I mean, persuasive paper I used a lot, but 12th grade, you're going to hear this word a lot too. When you do research papers. Typically when you do a research paper, you'll hear the word thesis. But topic sentence means exactly the same thing.
Good morning, Central Collegiate staff. This is Mr. Carruthers with a very brief announcement for our Jumpstart team. I wanted to inform you that I am.
So, topic sentence and thesis are the same thing. All a topic sentence or a thesis statement is one word of persuasive paper. So, we're going to have 3 paragraphs that support our thesis or our topic sentence. This is where our discussion is going to take place. And then we're going to have a conclusion. Let me show you an example. I know this is small, but I'll read it to you so you can kind of get an idea. Now, this is very wordy. This is someone your age, not this school, but somebody your age that wrote this. And it's called Teenagers and Stress. Okay? He starts with his introduction. And it's a great introduction. Being a teenager is perhaps one of the most interesting, intense, and at the same time complicated periods in the life of almost any person. In our teen years, our experiences are especially acute and exciting. This age is connected with one's search for their place in the world, of their self-identification and belonging. Teenagers face the real-world problems more and more often, as well as encounter their first serious challenges and problems at home, at school, and their relationships. The need to develop new behavioral models and adapt to social norms and look for one's place in society can be stressful for a teenager. There exist several influential factors that are seen as stressful for adolescents. Okay? This is his introduction. All of this, here's his thesis statement. There are several influential factors that are seen as stressful for adolescents. So what do you think his paper is about? Stress, and that there are factors that are seen as stressful for adolescents because he's talking about teenagers and stress. So, he's not going to have a counter argument right here because we don't need one. So what is he going to start talking about here? You should be looking up here instead of looking at your screen. What is he going to be talking about here? He's going to be talking about one of these factors that he's come up with that causes stress for adolescents. So let's see if he does this. Perhaps one of the first values that hold dear among teenagers is their popularity among peers. It is important to notice, though, that popularity in this context should be seen deeper, as a teenager striving for acceptance, for fitting in their peer group. Research shows that if teenagers fail to achieve certain levels of popularity or believed to have done so, they may feel self-doubt. Disappointment in their own appearance, lack of dates, or social status can become those reasons that evokes stress in a teenager. Okay? So what's one stressor for adolescents? Fitting in. Okay? He's named one. Let's go on to the second one. The majority of teenagers in the United States, as well as the rest of the world, are exposed to another stressful factor, which is studying at high school or college. What is the second factor that he thinks causes stress? Studying in high school or college. And then he goes on and he gives an example. Listen to research. All right, this is the third paragraph. Yet another group of factors which can cause stress and depression among adolescents is relationships. What is this third factor? Relationships. Okay. Now we have 3 factors that he believes cause stress for adolescents, for teenagers. Here's his last paragraph. Your last paragraph is your conclusion, and this is where you wrap everything up. Okay, you've talked about your 3 factors, he's listed those, and now what he's going to do is he's going to close his paper up. Okay, he's not going to add anything new. He's just going to restate what he said in his thesis statement and his introduction. Adolescence is an age which makes teenagers encounter various social and personal challenges. Respectfully, this period is associated with an increased number of potentially stressful factors. Among the most influential of them can name teenagers striving for acceptance and popularity, academic concerns, and environment. and personal relationships, which include contacts with parents, friends, and clients. Very well done paper, okay? Because he has all of the components, and they go in a sequence. They go in an order. They go in a logical order. Here's your final exam. You have researched and collected data for the past week on 3 different career choices. This is the chart that I had given you. Don't freak out, please. This has nothing to do with you. This is the chart that you got, that you received. You had this for 2 weeks now. Right? So, if you did this, you're on the right track. If you didn't, you are quite behind. You're quite behind. So, I had you do this for a reason, and the reason is so that you can write your paper. Okay? Which is part of your final exam. The next step of your final grade is to choose which career that fits you the best, and you're going to write an expository essay on it. So after doing all this research on these 3 careers, I'm sure there's one of them that probably sticks out to you that is the one that you really would like to do. After looking at how much it's going to pay you, is the job in demand? Are you going to have a difficult time finding a job in that career choice? Type of environment, all of these other things that you were able to do while you were researching probably helped you in making or coming up with an idea. Oh, I know. Okay. So what you're going to do is you are going to, and I'll write this up in just a second. You are going to need, actually, I'm going to do it right now so that you can use that slide. You will need, for your final exam, you're going to have to turn in or have finished all of your blogs. Okay. And there have been a total of 4. And I believe I don't believe I'm going to be giving you any more of those. So you should have a total of 4 blogs. I gave you 4 writing prompts that you needed to write on. You don't listen to this is new. So hopefully you've done that. If you haven't done any blogs, you're really behind, and that's a huge part of your grade. So if you have ignored your blog and haven't done anything with it, this is not good. Okay, and you're going to need to get caught up. So. The second thing that you're going to need is you are going to need your chart. Which is this. This has to be completed in full. There shouldn't be any marks or there shouldn't be any boxes that are not completed, not filled in. Okay? The third thing that you're going to need is your expository essay. Okay? All of these things will be part of your final exam grade. Now, for your writing prompt, and I'll explain it first, and then I'll put this out here for you so that you can do it and think about it. Your writing prompt is that you, after doing this research, you need to decide which career choice is the best choice for you. And what career is the best one for you, considering everything. Okay? And then you're going to give me 3 reasons as to why you chose that particular career. But
What I also want you to do is I also want you to use your research to defend your position as to why you chose that one career out of the other two. For example, out of your 3 careers, there is one where you are able to work outdoors. The other 2 jobs don't allow you to do that, but you really love to work in the outdoors. I mean, that is just, you love it, you want to be outside, you want to be amongst the environment, the trees, and all this other wonderful stuff. But your other 2 don't. So your first argument, well, I don't want to say argument because I don't want to get you confused, but your first reason for choosing this particular career is because you're able to work outdoors. Now, you can compare that with your other 2 choices and say, however, the other 2 don't allow me this opportunity to be able to work outdoors and be a part of nature. So this is the reason why I chose this job. This is my first reason as to why I chose this job, is because it allows me to be outside, whereas the other 2 do not allow me to do that. So this research will come in handy, and I want you to use it, and I'll be looking in your paper if you're using to compare and contrast the jobs. Any questions? Why do I feel like I'm talking on my own? Am I? Does anybody have any questions as to what their final exam is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, go up.
Okay, so I do have a list up there which I can give you about. Okay, I can do that as well. Any other questions? Okay, I will write the writing prompt up here. Yesterday, we did this PowerPoint yesterday, so students actually had an opportunity to start on it yesterday. Monday, finals begin. The finals start. So if you are behind, you need to figure out a way of getting yourself caught up. Blogs you can do at home, you can do anywhere. I do know that there is an app to be able to do the blogging on your cell phone. You may want to check with others who have done this. I know Brianna Smith knows how to do it. DG Martin knows how to do it. I believe Patrick knows how to do it as well. Patrick Cooper. So you may want to get in contact with those people and ask them how to do that so you can get caught up in the blogs. You don't have computer at home. All right? Okay, I will leave you to work on this. If you have any questions, please ask. Just don't sit there and feel like you're lost. She's yours. She may, I don't know. I bet you she's probably being pulled to downstairs. At this time, because we don't have a lot of time, I'm looking at written. If you would like to type it just because you feel more comfortable with it, you can always send it to me. Any other questions? Okay. I'll put the writing prompt up here. For me first.